Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Style by Tay, and if this is your first time seeing any of my videos, you're very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. On this channel, I share tutorials on how to cut and sew, and today we're going to be learning how to make the mini skirts that you can see right here. I already posted a video on how to make the top. So if this looks like a tutorial that you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, I had already cut out the front part of the skirt before I remembered that I needed to record. So I'm just going to give an in-depth explanation of what I had done already. So first things first, I had my fabric unfold and then drew a starting line which was going to serve as the waistline. From that point, I marked out my hip length of 8 inches and then the full length of the skirt. I used 18 inches and I added 2 inches allowance at the hem. You can use whatever feels comfortable for you. After that was done, I went ahead to mark my body measurements divided by 4. Starting off with the waist, I divided my waist measurement by 4, which gave me 7.5 inch, and I added 1 inch sewing allowance. On the hip line as well, I divided my round hip measurement by 4 and I added 1 inch sewing allowance. But on the full length of the skirt, I subtracted 1.5 inch from what I had on the hip line just to give it that fitted feel around my thighs. And then the next thing I went on to do was to slant the waistline. So I came down by 1 inch just below the waistline and slanted it to the side, just as I'm pointing out to you. And that's basically all for the front piece of the skirt. You can then go ahead to cut out. Moving on to the back, the hip length remains the same and the full length as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our zipper allowance of 1 inch towards the center back, and then from that point we're going to mark all other measurements. So it's from the zipper allowance line that you'd mark your round waist measurement divided by 4 plus your 1 inch sewing allowance. If you're going to be using a dart on your skirt, by all means please go ahead and add 1 extra inch for your dart allowance, but I didn't put any darts on this skirt. Next, you're going to mark your round hip measurement divided by 4 and you add your sewing allowance, and on the full length as well, just as we did for the front, you deduct 1.5 inch of whatever it is you had on your hip line. Afterwards, you go ahead to use your ruler to really line on the marked points, and the back piece is basically ready. This skirt is the most easiest thing to do. Now let's get on to the sewing. Here I have the front and the back piece together, but we're going to keep the front aside and start with the back piece. So I'm going to head over to my machine and stitch down the zipper allowance using the 1 inch that we kept. Afterwards, I'm going to press this down with my iron and bring it back to show you guys what the next step is. Now that that is done, I'm going to place the front piece on the back piece, right sides facing each other, and head over to the machine to sew down the sides using the allowance that was kept. So you can see what we have here. It's looking all cute already, really nice. I went ahead to open the zipper just a little bit so I'd be able to attach my band, because the band is going to start from the zipper allowance. So you just cut this using your waist measurement plus the zipper allowance, and it should be 2 inches wide on fold, which means that when you open it up you should have 4 inches. So just as you can see, I am pinning it directly to the skirt in a folded manner, which means that when I'm done stitching this, I'm going to weave it. Okay, so you just watch closely and follow the process. Stitch the band all around the waist of the skirt and then head over to the machine and sew with 1/2 inch allowance. This is what we have here. The next thing to do now is to attach the zipper. So open this up until your hip length or 2 inches below the hip length, just so that there is a lot of ease for this to go through when you want to put it on. Attach your zipper and fold the hem of the skirt, and that's basically all. You can decide to use a hemming gum for the hem of the skirt, or you go to your machine and stitch it down. But yeah, this is all for the sewing of the skirt. Thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. If you have any questions, please do well to leave them in the comments and I'll be there to answer. Don't forget to share these videos to your baddie friends so they can slay. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.